Hi, I'm Steve Tattersall with Antares Tile out of Boulder, Colorado. Today I'm going to be installing the Quickdrain Showerline drain assembly. This is their PVC drain. I'm going to be installing it here against the wall. I'll be using the fiberglass reinforced panels in place of the subfloor to give me my slope towards the wall. I've got an 80-inch length here. The largest drain they make is 72 inches, so I'm connecting two drains together. Each will have its own individual P-trap and run out for the rest of the plumbing. So all of this will be removed. This will replace the subfloor in order for me to get my slope. So I framed a box here for the drain to set in. You want your drain to go all the way up against the framing to your exterior wall or to your outside wall here. I've left a 3-inch gap here for the drain to fit into. You're going to want a little wiggle room so you can make sure that you have it straight to the wall, but not too much because there's screws that go through this outside lip that screw it down to the subfloor and through your fiberglass reinforced panel. I've made it pretty tight to the ends so that I have the ends of my drain supported to carry on the extensions that are going on the end, which will also be on top of the fiberglass reinforced panel. So I have my drains in place. I have my plumbing all hooked up. I use the rubber no hub coupling. It offers me a little bit of wiggle room here to make sure that I have things straight. The reinforced fiberglass panels that go on here go underneath the drains for your waterproofing and water integrity. So I'm going to start cutting those panels and putting them in place. I'm going to remove these boards because they're proud to the floor joists and show you how they go together. So the panels are made to run perpendicular to your floor joists, and they're tongue and groove. You can see there's a lip on this one that this one fits down into. It goes underneath your drain. There are grooves cut into these panels, which are the indicators where you're going to screw through. They should go in that distance. I find it helps an awful lot to pre-drill the holes before you run those screws down. You have a real hard time tapping through these panels. So I'm just going to go down the line. When I'm finished with all the panels, I'm hoping I'm going to have a piece that's left over that I can put on the back side of the drain. Then the drain screws down to the studs through the panels. Panels screw to the joists on the subfloor. The panels come 1 foot by 6 foot long. So theoretically you could do a 6-foot shower with a single panel. Because my joists are going this way, I'm getting 2 of these pieces per 6-foot length. So first I measured my distance from the wall to my drain to make sure that I'm straight going all the way across, and screwed the drain down to this and to the box that I made in the back. And it's screwed down, it's not going anywhere. I had to pre-drill the holes also to get through the reinforced fiberglass. Then I went and I pre-drilled all of my holes for the screws. They furnish you with these screws. I'll warn you, they take a square tip for your driver. And they don't tap through the fiberglass very well. It's so much easier just to go down the line, pre-drill all your holes, and put that in. Next I'm going to hang my drywall, and then I'll pour the pan. So I have my backer in place, and I'm only going this far up so that I can get my mud base down on here and finish this today. I can always do the rest of it later. As so often that happens with remodel projects, in putting this drain all the way as far to the wall as I could, I still end up with about 1.5 inches here between wall and where the drain cover is going to go. So I'm going to end up putting a small piece of tile in here, 1.5 inch, something like that, before I set my tile. When I set the floor, I'll put either some of the floor tile or maybe even the wall tile. It's all going to disappear. It's not a big deal. The drain is made so that when you put it up against your back wall framing, that when you get your backer board on top of it and your tile on top of it, it comes down and you're going to end up with 1/8 of an inch, possibly 1/4 of an inch gap here, which you just fill with the colored caulk, whatever your grout is, and it's not a big deal. So I also wanted to say, before you do your mud base in here, you want to pull this clamping collar off. Leave all of your green protective covers, plastic covers on here, and you're going to screed from the top of the drain over to your subfloor. I'm going to put a piece of 1/4 inch backer where my where the shower is going to end, and screed to that, knowing that I'm putting a 1/4 inch backer board all over the floor. That's the height of the tile as it continues across. So I've checked the pan, I've made sure everything is smooth. If there were any bumps or high spots, I've scraped those off. I'm ready for waterproofing in here now. I'm going to pull back the green protective layer that's on the outside of the drain, leave this to the inside. I like to use the Mape Aqua Defense. I put it on with a foam roller. I'm going to cover the pan and the corners with the roller. The fiber tape that comes with the package, if you're doing the liquid waterproofing, comes with a fiber tape. I'm going to fold and tape all of my corners. It also comes with inside and outside corners depending on what you're using. After I get my Aqua Defense on in one layer, I'll put the corners in, tape all of my edges, tape this seam, tape any other seams that you may have in your pan, and let all that dry completely, and then come back with a second coat over your tape and over the entire pan, and you'll have all of your waterproofing done. There are also little pins that stick up out of this drain that are the locators for the clamping, the stainless clamping bar that goes on top. And you will cut your fingers when you're taping. Be sure to push the tape down over these pins so that they protrude through, so that you can locate your drain cover in the proper position. Otherwise, you're not going to be able to see the holes because you've already covered them up with all of your waterproofing agent. So I have 2 coats of Aqua Defense liquid waterproofing on here. I have all of my drain cover locator stubs available here for when I do put the drain cover on. This is all ready for tile. When I get to that point, if the drywall is all finished in here and everything, I'll put the clamping cover on, tile right up to that. I'll show you how the pieces go on the top of that, and it's all ready to go. It was one day for all of the installation of the drain, the slope, and then the second day I was able to put 1 coat on first thing in the morning. It was dry by the afternoon, put the second coat on. Because this is 2 drains that I hooked together, there is a special connector that goes in between the 2. They come in a 2-inch and a 4-inch length. You need to specify with Quickdrain, if this is the length that you're going to, that you're going to need this special drain connector also. So I have the clamping bar in place. I've used the locators that came up from the drain to get this in place, and I have it screwed down. These are the drain extensions. They're 4 inches long. You cut them down into the correct length. I use this modified polyurethane sealant that's available also with Quickdrain. Generous bead on there. Screw into place. And then these rails will go on here and go across the drain also. These are, you can raise or lower them. Your tile is going to set right up against it so that it acts like a Schluter, and your drain cover is going to fit in the middle of these. So as I said before, because of my framing, I wasn't able to get the drain as close to the wall as I would have liked. And if you find that to be the case with the drain that you're installing, you're better off to leave it a little bit away from the wall so that you can fit a piece of tile here. You can give it a good slope. It really works out nicely rather than being so perfect to have this tile come right exactly to where your metal edging is. So this is the finished product. 2 drains go over 80 inches, and it's a beautiful installation.